But the Most High created with blessings. I just had a crazy dream. I was gonna let it slide and pass, but it was so epic that I decided to make it a video. Plus, dreams tell you things, you know. You gotta pick it apart to understand what's really going on. No such thing as coincidences. So in my dream, we in Chicago, as I am in real life. I was in a car with two other people. I don't know who they are, but in the dream, I was familiar with them, and I was in the back seat of this car, and we were right off the expressway, driving real fast. I think we were in the hundreds, and we are linking back to the expressway, going into the 90s and back down further, going downtown to the downtown area. On the news, we just got word that there was a comet coming to hit the earth. So we are like speeding downtown for some reason, man. We are like, I don't know how to explain it. But when we got downtown, the crazy part was how empty the city was. I ain't never seen a city that empty in my life. Like, it's been evacuated, you know, a true exodus. It was nothing there, nobody. So me and the two other people, we were looking around trying to gather things or whatever. And it ended up being a news report. So we was watching the news, man, and, you know, they were showing Mars. They said Mars just got hit by the comet that's coming, that's on its way to Earth. So we watching, it had a camera, a face front camera view of Mars getting hit. And you know how they say Mars don't got no water or nothing. So when the comet hit, all we seen was an explosion. And then the Earth started lifting up, coming towards the camera. Like, everything got destroyed. And then it was just a huge tidal wave of dust and debris. And it was just coming towards the camera, and it hit the camera, and it just shut off. So we looking around for things, man, and we like, damn, it's coming to Earth. We ain't got no chance. We gotta. To be honest, I don't know what we are doing. It's like we are just trying to find things and go somewhere to, I don't know. See, when human beings are faced with dangers like that, like top level threats like that, it's funny because we try to still survive, even if the survival rate is 0%. We'll still try to do something like it's gonna stop anything from destroying us. And it ended up being a guy. He was like an antagonist, you can say. He kept lurking around trying to take us down one by one. And we ended up finding like 3 other people. And one of the people we found had a helicopter. This nice brand new tech savvy helicopter that fits a few people, like a private helicopter type thing, man. And it was nice looking, you know, like it was an invention that he made, you know, like he was some sort of engineer or something, scientific engineer, and he built like this advanced mini helicopter that a few people could ride. And the antagonist dude, he was trying to get us, you know, take us out and get the helicopter. But luckily, we got the man out of his apartment, you know, with like 3 other people. So it was like about 6 of us, maybe 7 of us. And we got in the helicopter and we flew downtown. We were already downtown, but we were flying around, and we went on top of this miniature size building. It was a real tall building, you know, but it wasn't the tallest. It had taller buildings, but we landed on like a medium-sized building, and we got out. And when we got out into the building, we ended up being in a mall area with like food and clothes and different stuff within a huge skyscraper like building. So, but it wasn't the biggest skyscraper. It was like other ones bigger. But when we were in there, we were watching the TV, and the comet hit the Earth, but it hit on another side of the Earth, and the news report was on again, and we seen people trying to climb buildings the real tall skyscrapers in the cities in that side of the world where the comet hit. It it was a tidal wave so damn big. It was like there's no way in life that could even possibly be that huge, man. It made the skyscrapers look like it was little tiny Play-Doh blocks, and you can see hundreds and hundreds of people in different buildings trying to climb each other, man, trying to get over that wave because the wave was coming, and it just looked like it was bearing down on them, man. Like, it was so huge. It's like the body of water, and then on top it looked like it was a wave. It was waves on top. The waters itself, huge. It looked like it was alive. It was frightening, and it just covered everything, and it came down on the buildings, and then the camera just went off again. And we knew that the speed of this tidal wave, even though it was on the other side of the world, we literally had minutes for that thing to come over on this side of the world and do the same thing it did to the other, destroy it completely. So I don't know why we got out the helicopter and got out and started searching in that building for things. Maybe we had to get a few items or whatever. I was just like one of the passengers, one of the survivors, you know, that stuck together with a certain group. And all of a sudden, it was like we knew that we ain't have too much time, like a couple of minutes before this thing come. So we started going back towards the helicopter, but it was funny. It's like we had to climb this glass, part of the glass piece of the building in the inside that we had to like grab onto and go up in order to get back up to the roof to get to the helicopter. Because so many people came out of nowhere, man. We thought we was in an empty city, you know, barely anybody around. But it was people within the mall area, like gathering things and running around and stuff like that. So everybody was just trying to survive before this thing come any way they can. But when they knew we had that helicopter, so much people came out of nowhere, climbing towards the helicopter, trying to get to it. So we had to rush back to the helicopter. We had to climbing to the point where it was so high, and it was nothing to save you if you fell in that mall down, you know. So people were falling, trying to scurry around and stuff like that. I ain't never seen it. It looked like we were just rats, just running around trying to survive, pulling each other down. People was running, people climbing together, falling. So I'm climbing like a beast. I'm like, nah, y'all ain't getting the helicopter. We gotta get back to that helicopter, because if they fly off in our helicopter, it's over with for us. So we climbing higher and higher, and that antagonist man came back, man, and he had like some sort of weapon, like if you shoot it, like it'll hit you, man, and you on fire or something. So we had to like duck him. He saw me, he was just hitting people. It's like he didn't even care about being saved in a helicopter or nothing. He just wanted to take people, as much people out as he can, man. He was shooting at people that was grabbing on the like metal beams of the roof, trying to climb up faster and faster and stuff, and people was falling, man. And I'm like, nah, hell nah. He tried to hit me. I'm moving around, grabbing a piece of the glass and hanging on to like metal and stuff, climbing. And we made it to the top. This man, he didn't even care no more. He was just hitting people below, whatever, like, all right, I missed y'all, I'm gonna get the rest of people. So me and my original team made it. Like 2 people didn't make it though, you know, out of our crew. It was like about 6 people with us. All right, so like 2 people didn't make it, man. They died. And it was so much people trying to climb to the helicopter. Now we had to make sure that the man who knows how to fly the helicopter made it. So he made it, and he was on top. So I made sure he had a seat. And everybody that came with us, I made sure they had their seat. But other people who were just running around made it too. I remember it was a lady, man. She got up there. She wasn't with our crew. But we lost 2 people already, so I let her sit down. And it was like so much people running around the roof trying to get to the helicopter, man. It was like, in my head, I'm like, I don't want to turn into a monster and be like, nah, start kicking people off the roof, killing them, and throwing them off the building and all that because they trying to get to the helicopter. Because by this time, when we got to the roof, we started seeing the wave come, and it was so damn big, man. It was like, there's no way you can survive this. Like, it's over with. So we like, man, this thing is coming. The guy sitting, who knows how to fly the helicopter, he's there. I'm here. It's a woman that I just made sit in the helicopter, so it's room for like 2 more people. And it was just so much people running around that I was stuck. I was like, I'm not the type of person to take your life because I'm in a tight spot either, man. So I'm like, what I'm gonna do if they try to get my spot, man? I'm gonna have to throw them off the helicopter, man. But it was like, at that moment in time, I realized like we wouldn't be prepared for if where would we land? It was so huge, this wave coming. It already took out half. It took out Mars. The comet took out Mars. Piece of the comet destroyed Mars, and the rest hit the Earth. Half the Earth was already destroyed by a huge tidal wave that's coming our way. And it's like, I'm fighting to be on this helicopter with the rest of these people that I came with. You know, we rescued from the other building and all that. And I'm like, man, I'm getting that spot. I was looking at a spot that I was sitting in, like, ain't nobody getting this spot right here. They're going to have to throw me off the roof, man. But people's running around the roof like crazy, like running past the helicopter. They weren't even going in the helicopter. They were just running past, all frantic. And I'm like, the zero chance of survival is kicking in people's minds right now. Because it's like, if we flew off in this helicopter, first of all, this wave is so high. It looked like the helicopter can't even go over the wave. We just gonna have to outrun the wave from the air. That's how it looked. And then, you know, it was just like a lose-lose situation, man. At least the helicopter made us feel a little bit more like, you know, we got a little chance. But the sad part is like the people, you know, so much people, man, that were climbing the buildings. Like, so much people tried to save their own lives, you know. I even was with people that I didn't even know linking up because of survival. And I hate that because it's like, that's when we know the true value of human life. We willing to link up with people we don't even know to increase our rate of survival, just like how the zombie movies be and all that. And what's so funny is I didn't even have no watch any movies or nothing. I was on e-learning all day with my daughter, you know, fell asleep on the carpet on the ground. And then I had this crazy dream about a comet hitting the earth and tidal waves just flushing everything out, man. And it was just interesting to see the movements of people, you know. The city looked like it was just empty at first, but then when they saw a helicopter on the roof, man, them people started coming out them holes like rats. Just, man, they wanted that helicopter so bad to increase the chances of survival. And then the guy who was just shooting at everybody, trying to take them down, it was like a scene out of Apocalypse, man. Like, in that moment where it was like, are you gonna push these people off the building and kick them and all this stuff off the roof so you can save your seat? So I just stood there between the tidal wave coming from a little distance and me with my seat on the helicopter. And I was like, what would you do in this situation? And I was just looking like, what the fuck, man? I don't want to kill these people. Let's preserve my spot on this helicopter. And it's like, this tidal wave coming. It's pretty much nothing I could do, man. So I just woke up like, what the fuck? But it sparks an interest in me. Like, what would you do? You know, in a time like that, when you know it's like 0% survival rate, you know, would you still scurry around? You know, I was lucky to find somebody that had a helicopter, a good one at that, and you know, and he knew how to fly it and everything. So, but it's like, what would you do? Everything wiped out. It's just water. Where would you go? How would you land? Would you find like a floating piece of building and just land a helicopter after that? How would we get food and stuff? So I think that's what we're doing. We're like trying to scavenge things to survive with in case we did survive. That was this is one of the, like, just like, I don't know what to say, man. That'd be like so horrible to witness and to bear, to deal with, you know what I'm saying? Just like total annihilation. To survive that, and it's like, what's next, you know what I mean? Damn, man. Some of my dreams be crazy as hell, man. Like, the fuck is that? But the Most High creator all blessings, man. That's to show you, man. We need to start like being aware of different things and threats, and just I don't know what to say. That shit was crazy. I love you all, and I guarantee you, man. It's like if stuff like that ever happened, the way we move around, we move like rats. Like a lot of people wouldn't be prepared for these things because they'll feel like it'll never happen, or they not built to survive, or what would we do next? We so comfortable that when it's a situation, if you're left alone, meaning no government, no nothing, you would literally be lost. Some of you guys have no survival skills, and it would be over. But a threat that big, it'll probably be over for everyone, even if you're a great survivalist.